I would like to stand on the existing protocols. I want to start by saying that my name is Reverend Father Cornelius Omonokhua. I am the Executive Secretary of Nigeria Interreligious Council, NIREC. And I want to thank the speaker who spoke before us. But I want to make some clarifications. You know, recently NIREC has been expanded, and now it is 30 Christians, 30 Muslim delegates. So it's now 60. Secondly, NIREC is a council put together by Christians and Muslims, and it is not owned by government, but it is supported by government. They support NIREC because NIREC work for government by providing the office space in the Federal Secretariat complex and also give us staff. So just by the way, I'm going to talk on interfaith dialogue in a multicultural society. The introduction. God created human beings in love and commands human beings to love one another. It is sad that we now find ourselves in a world where the value and dignity of the human person no longer count. It has become easier to kill a human being than to kill a mosquito. Millions of people have lost their lives in various religious and ethnic conflicts in Nigeria. Those who are born into this situation would see as normal a world where human beings live as wolves to their fellow human beings. Given that the state of anarchy we now find ourselves is not the design of God, we shall begin this conversation by establishing the value and dignity of the human person. Dialogue is an activity of human beings who are born into a society. No person can profess faith outside the community of human beings. Many adherents profess faith in one God in the midst of many religions. Interfaith dialogue already presupposes religious pluralism. Hence, I would prefer to talk on interfaith dialogue in a multicultural society, different from what we have in our team. On the value and dignity of the human person, the Catholic Catechism gives the mission and vision of life, first by establishing the fact that we are created by God. The reason God created the human person defines his mission. God made us to know him, love him, and serve him. The goal and ultimate vision for creation is that the human person should be happy with God on the last day. In the narrative of Adam, remember Adam means humanity. In the Holy Bible and Quran, man has a higher dignity than the angels, whom God commanded to bow to Adam, according to the Quran. To promote peaceful coexistence, the knowledge that our common factor is humanity is imperative. Many of us belong to a particular religion, not by choice. Some of us who are Christians today could have been Muslims if we were born to Muslim parents. And some Muslims could have become Christians if they were born to Christian parents. We did not choose our parents. We did not choose our tribe. We did not choose our state. And we did not choose our country. Even if you have a green card in the United States, or you are a citizen in the United States, or, if you have a double nationality, home is still home. Very often, after you have lived in US for donkey years, the cops will still come back to your fatherland, except if you will otherwise. This is why the most stupid venture of the human person is religious and ethnic violence. The sky is wide enough for every bird to fly. Both Christianity and Islam profess that there is no compulsion in a religion. This is why we must quest for justice in every aspect of life. The fathers of the Second Vatican Council made a declaration on religious liberty, because the root to interreligious conflict is religious intolerance that robs free citizens of religious freedom. The document on the dignity of the human person is a call to bring the human person back to the consciousness and awareness of the right of the person and communities to social and civil liberty in religious matters. The Second Vatican Council, in the light of Revelation, states the general principles of religious freedom that all men, and I add this, and all women are bound to seek the truth, especially in what concerns God and His church, and embrace it and hold on to it as they come to know it. The human person has a right to religious freedom. All men, and I add, and all women should be immune from coercion on the part of individuals, social groups, and every human power, so that within due limits, nobody is forced to act against his convictions in religious matters, in private or in public, alone or in association with others. Religious communities also have the right not to be hindered by legislation or administrative action on the part of the civil authority in the selection, training, appointment, and transfer of their own ministers, in communicating with religious authorities and communities in other parts of the world, in erecting buildings for religious purposes, and in the acquisition and use of the property they need. Interreligious and interfaith dialogue. Sometimes you say interreligious, some say interfaith. But we are not going to go into the difference now, but let's just go straight to define what dialogue is. Peace is a virtue that is deeply entrenched in Christianity and Islam. If you speak Hebrew and the Christian in Jerusalem want to greet you, will tell you that Shalom Lak or Shalom Leka. And if you are a Muslim who speaks the Arabic of Saudi Arabia, we have different types of Arabic. Salam alaikum. And what does it mean in English? Peace be with you. And generally we answer Amin alaikum salam. And also with you. Justice is a very powerful ingredient for peaceful coexistence. Hence, the Christian and Muslim youth must demand justice. I emphasize youth here because they have the energy to carry stones, weapons, and they are the ones used to carry out violence. So instead of the youth to do this, let them demand justice at all levels, especially freedom of religion and promotion of human dignity through dialogue. To promote the dignity of life, we need dialogue at all levels through the forms of dialogue. We have intrapersonal dialogue. How you can dialogue within yourself. See, remember that musician? Why me, black brother? Why? Asking yourself questions. Then it is a conversation between two or more persons, especially of a formal or imaginary nature. An exchange of views in the hope of ultimately reaching agreement. Interpersonal dialogue helps people to resolve long-standing conflicts and to build deeper understanding of contentious issues. It's not about judging, weighing, or making decisions, but about understanding and learning. Dialogue dispels stereotypes, holds trust, and enables people to be open to perspectives that are very different from their own. Dialogue is one sure way to heal memories and wounded hearts. Other types of dialogue are intra-community. For the police here and the soldiers, you know that internal insurrection is worse than external invasion. If you ask Nigeria to wage war against another country, you know who your top targets are. But within, it's very difficult. What if my officer here is going to quench a riot and the people are stoning you and they are shooting you and you want to return back only to discover that it is your younger brother who is in that group? What will you do? Will you shoot? Well, I don't know if you will shoot, but you will think twice. That is why intra-community conflict is very big. And that is why we cannot defeat Boko Haram. Maybe we'll come back to that later, maybe not today. But apart from intra-community conflict, there is also inter-community, that is with another community. You have intra-ethnic, you have inter-ethnic, you have intra-cultural, and you have intercultural, you have intra-religious and interreligious. So in dialogue, understanding is the key word. Nigerians have gone through many phases of violence: slavery, colonialism, prejudice, preconception, and mutual suspicions. These call for education, debriefing, healing of memory, mental reconstruction, reconciliation, and compassion. No one should really claim the right to reject another person or attempt to kill a person for holding a different opinion. Why we think? We should let others think their own way. Everybody have the right to think differently. Interreligious dialogue is a dialogue between human beings before being a dialogue between religions. It is an encounter between human beings in order to share with one another things that concern them intimately as human beings in their relationship with God, with the world, and with one another. Now, I would like to talk briefly on forms of dialogue. The first form of dialogue is dialogue of life. And this is what we do in ordinary events of life. In Nigeria, I don't think we have Muslim market and Christian markets. We all meet in the same market to buy and sell. Even when you have a Muslim school, you will still find yourself in that school as a Christian. When I was attending a lady of Fatima College, that was she. No, Fatima has something in common for Muslim and Christians. The Muslim youth wanted to launch. They launched actually for the building of a mosque in a Catholic school. The principal was a Catholic Reverend Father. And they encouraged them. Meanwhile, we have no chapel. We use the hall for mass. And how did we contribute the students? Me and my fellow Christian students, we carry block to build. Which Momo is here. He's from Auchi. We together, Muslim and Christian youth, we built the mosque in our college, Catholic college. And that is dialogue of life. And I'll give another example. When a Christian and a Muslim work together, there's a lot that can happen. If you read my book, you will see what happened when they were going to burn down a church in Kano. They said there was crisis in Kano. I called the Muslim youth. Was in France. And the moment they wanted to discover it was not a religious thing, but it was the Okada boys who were having conflict with security people. And what happened? The Muslim boy who was shot, I was the one who took him to a Catholic hospital for the bullets to be removed. And because of what that boy did, the chief of staff then, Chief Mike Onyadome, said, "Father, what do we do?" I said, the greatest thing you can do for a Muslim is to send him for Hajj. That is how that man was sent to Mecca to perform the Hajj. His name is Suleiman Abu Bakr. When he finished, he called me from Mecca and said, "Father, I would like to stay here and study." I said, "Go ahead." Just came back this year after 5 years. There's a lot we can do together as Christians and Muslims. If Muslims and Christians come together now, this dialogue of social engagement, I signed a document to the president. He will take it more serious. When we wanted Christian and Islamic studies to be taken compulsory in schools, myself and the Nakonian boys, we went to the Minister of Education then. She was a Muslim. When I wanted to, she said, "Father, wait first." When he saw me with another man with long beard like Osama bin Laden, he said, "Are you together?" I said, "Yes. This is Malam so. He said, "I beg, call me." So that is what the speaker before me, who talked about what Naira can do, was absolutely right. There's a lot that we can do. So, dialogue of life is what we do in ordinary events. Muslim, Christians, and traditional worshippers in Nigeria live in the same family. Ask my brother, my big brother here, Kule Sani. He's a Yoruba man. In the same house in the Yoruba land, you will see a Christian, you will see a Muslim. Then you go to the other one. You will see Aladura, you will see Catholic, you will see Anglican. And in the same house, you will see the Sunni Muslim, you will see the other ones. Okay. And we attend the same school together with, in the same office, we work, another place of work. These are avenues and occasions for people to share life together in love and peaceful coexistence. This other one is dialogue of social engagement. I've already explained that when you can fight together, Christians and Muslims, we want light. We want light. Give us light. Give us power. We want water. Potable water. And the government, when they see that we are working together, they will be afraid. So people of different religions meet in different life situations, like ceremonies, trade, and even join together to fight injustice and diseases. This collaboration between Christians and people of other religions promotes the integral development and liberation of people. In Nigeria, some Muslims and Christians have issued joint statements to condemn terrorism and other forms of social ills. Here, I want to say something very briefly. One of the strategies of the terrorism is to cause religious war. Many people think that dialogue is not working. Let me tell you, if Christians and Muslims were not working together, Nigeria would have been extinct from the earth. So many Muslims have saved Christians, and some Christians have saved Muslims. But unfortunately, these positive aspects are not carried by the media. It is only when a Christian kills a Muslim or a Muslim kills a Christian that is the one you will see on the news. Good news is no news in our society. Somebody once asked me, why do you love the police so much? No, I don't want to please you, I just want to make a statement. I told them, I have relations with my police. These are the people who risk their life. They are on the road, under the rain and sun. They collect money. Give them better remuneration and see what will happen. Somebody who is not sleepy so that you can sleep, I think it deserves a better care. So may the soul of our Deputy Commissioner rise in perfect peace. Amen. Then you have dialogue of religious experience. This is a dialogue. I'm a Christian. You are a Muslim. I'll come and tell you, this is what the Lord is doing in my life. Then you say, okay, this is what Allah is doing in my life. Dialogue of religious experience is like what the narrative of your dream. Nobody dream with you. You dream by yourself. You dream by yourself. So I say, oh, my brother, last night I dreamt I was eating ibegiri or yamala. Because you are Igbo, you say, no, that is not all. I think you were eating hamburger. Because we are used to hamburger. Me, I'm used to eba and the goosey soup. I said, no, it's eba I was eating. He said, no, I think it's salad we were eating. You can do that because you didn't dream with me. So who wears the shoe knows where it reaches.